Hi everyone, back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. A delayed thought, this one. Something I probably should have done over the weekend, but I think I erased it from my memory banks temporarily, and somebody's reminded me about this, so I thought I would jump on and get it off my chest, as I often do, and I know some of you guys like to hear it. Who am I talking about? It's another Media Muppet. As a matter of fact, it's an MVP of the Media Muppets. This is a guy that we've talked about before at least once or twice. A lot of people have listened to us talk about him and run him down, and rightly so, because he's an absolute moron. And he was at it again at the weekend. It is ex-Arsenal player, Strictly Come Dickhead, Paul Merson, who was in the studio for punditry on the Newcastle and Nottingham Forest game, if you want to call it that, because Sky just saw it as a nuisance, getting in the way of the main event in their eyes, which was Chelsea and Arsenal. I think it was Dave the Mackham Jones, it was Merson, it was Redknapp, Graham Potter as well, ex-Chelsea manager. So that shows you how much credence they actually gave to the game prior, which, by the way, was the third best team in the league at the time, Nottingham Forest, taking on Newcastle United, and they didn't give a fuck about it. And that's just Sky all over the bat. They don't give a fuck about any other team that's outside of the greedy six, because that's all they care about. So the kind of punditry situation went like this. They gave it a little bit of 10 minutes that they always do, before they start salivating over Arsenal and Chelsea once again. And Alexander Isak came on the screen. If you haven't seen it, we'll see if Mark can put a link to it below if it hasn't been pulled already. I think Newcastle Fans TV tweeted it, so you can watch it on there. Sometimes Sky pull these things, especially when people like me start digging them out about it. But Alexander Isak came onto the screen, and Dave the Mackham Jones, that's his full name, was asking about Alexander Isak. And other than Merson talk about how important he is to Newcastle United and what an important centre forward that he is in the Premier League, he decided to then salivate over the fact that he should be playing for Arsenal. He said, "I wish Arsenal broke the bank for this lad in the summer. He's exactly the type of player that Arsenal needs." Arsenal don't have a player like that who runs beyond and gets Saka into the game and Odegaard in the game and all that. And you could honestly have thought you were watching the Arsenal game the way the guy was talking. It was a fucking disgrace. It was an embarrassment. Now, he could have saved himself by saying, listen, I don't think Newcastle will sell him, and if they do, it's going to be over 100 million quid, because that's how important that he is to that football club. He didn't give Newcastle any fucking respect whatsoever, and this is why I've got no time for Paul Merson. He tries to charm his way out of it, on the Soccer Saturday panel, or whatever the fuck it's called these days, but he's a cock. He's an arsehole. He only cares about Arsenal. That's all he cares about. Yes, people like Middlesbrough and even Aston Villa to an extent might have some affection for the player, but he's so disrespectful to the other teams. I mean, I've seen this guy put his fucking foot in his mouth year on year on year, and Sky Sports think it's charming or something like that. And he's on Strictly making a twat of himself as well. I don't even watch Strictly, so let's hope the fucker's been booted out and he got a 4 off Craig Revel-Horwood. I know that much anyway, but it's just a complete joke, and it's another reason why people in the droves are cancelling Sky Sports subscriptions, because they're just the coverage of other games is absolutely abysmal. It really is. They put a game on before what they call a big game. So it could be Manchester United versus Chelsea, for example, and before that they could have Ipswich versus, I don't know, Everton or something like that, and they'll just give it Ipswich Everton tiny little bit of airtime. Likewise, any other club, below that. Leicester City, even, who won the Premier League a lot more recently than fucking Arsenal did as well, by the way. But they won't give them any respect or credence. Nottingham Forest Champions League winners, European Cup winners, and they didn't give them any respect either. It's absolutely disgusting. It really is. Sky Sports are so fucking bad. We've seen that overlap video, the ones that they do as well, where they've got floppy-haired wankers who are dissing teams like Brighton and stuff like that. And then they've got Paul Merson in the studio talking out of fucking shite about Alexander Isak should be playing for Arsenal and all that kind of stuff. And it's just a complete disgrace and a joke, really. And this is another reason why fans are switching on to fan media. People watch the likes of the Toon Review, who do a great match day commentary, and I would rather watch them than anything Sky or TNT Sports would ever produce, really. And there's be a lot of other fan media out there. Fuck me, even the Arsenal fan YouTubers were a bit more respectful at Newcastle than fucking Paul Merson was. I mean, that Arsenal YouTuber, I think he said that Isak told him to shut up, YouTube twat, and respect him for that. But people like Paul Merson, they're going to look at players like Bruno, like Isak, and think that Newcastle aren't good enough for those players and they should be moving on, and that's what they have to do. And for him to turn around and say that, and not to be pulled by anybody in the studio either. He didn't get pulled by Dave the Mackham Jones, which I wouldn't expect to. He didn't get pulled by Jamie Redknapp or Potter either. either one of them could have said to him, on the left or the right of him, could have said, well, listen, I don't think Newcastle would sell him, and if they do, they're going to want 100 million plus from him because he's that important. Not a single one of them said it. They're a bunch of snivelling shithouses, and I wouldn't bother watching their pre-match or post-match coverage at all because it's utterly fucking crap. You might as well go and watch a fan-led media channel like Toon Review or something like that, or an Arsenal Toon Review, or Arsenal kind of Toon Review equivalent. Any other team, any other fan-led media who's covering the team that's on rather than Sky, because they just don't give a fuck, especially if the Greedy Six are playing straight after him. But Paul Merson, once again, showing that he's a completely disrespectful, ineloquent twat of a bloke. So that's me done with that one, guys. If this is the kind of thing you like, smash subscribe, help us grow, help get us to 9k. Have a belter. We'll be back to some more content soon. It's an international break, but I'm sure we'll have a few more videos coming up in the next few days to keep us ticking over until the Toon return and hopefully get back to winning ways. Have a cracker. We'll see you later.